This is episode 68, Capitalizing on Your Strengths.
And we're back with another episode of SLP's Wine and Cheese. I'm Deb.
And I'm Maria.
And here's our podcast.
For the realistic SLP.
Greetings.
How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. It's very, very cold in New York. And it's making me realize how fast time is going.
Yes.
You know, and what we have decided to do is instead of have like a cold type of like hot cocoa or like a red wine, we were like, let's bring out summer. So we're drinking rosé.
We're keeping it summer here.
We're keeping it summer, which I don't know how we're really doing that with the 3 heaters in this
we
room.
have 3 heaters in rosé. It feels like June.
And cucumbers, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are drinking a fancy wine. It says Finca Wolfer Rosé wine, a 2018, which I think was probably a good year for the rosé grapes. You keep chewing that. I will got this, Deb.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's from Mendoza, Argentina. Imported by Wolfer Estate, which, if bringing it back now, this is a throwback.
Bring it back now, y'all.
I'm bringing it back. So
One hop
episode
this time.
Yeah,
Right foot, let's stomp.
What is it?
Left foot, let's stomp.
Wait, what is that? It's right foot, left stomp?
No, right foot, let's stomp.
Okay.
Let us all stomp.
Yeah. You know, I did like the whole phonology thing. I'm hearing one thing, producing something else. But in my head, I'm like, it can't be right foot, left stomp. That doesn't make sense.
No, unless you wanted to cross your legs.
Right.
But then that's crisscross.
Right, that's the crisscross.
Cha-cha real smooth.
Are you going to play that at your wedding?
Turn it out. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I do love the Cotton Eye Joe, though.
Cotton Eye Joe, all right.
Yeah.
The bride wants what the bride gets. Anywho, so bringing it back to episode 3, when we had Lisa and Sarah from SLP Toolkit, we did have a Wolfer Estate wine. I believe it was a rosé. It was the summer in the bottle. Because I brought that wine.
Right.
Because I went to a bachelorette party there.
Another reoccurring theme of SLP's Wine and Cheese. Maria attending bachelorette parties.
Yes, I know. That's a good point.
I've only been to one ever.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Whose?
My friend Maggie's.
Oh, right. Yes.
It was in Atlantic City.
Oh, that's fun.
I hate Atlantic City.
Why?
It's awful there. I've never had a good time once.
Oh, I kind of feel bad for them because after the hurricane, and they always like promote it. And I'm like, they're like, do AC. And I'm like, all right, I should just go to AC.
I will not. And I will no longer do AC.
You will not.
And I am at an age where it's like, no, I'm not interested in your party. I will not go. If it were somewhere else, I would attend.
But there's other things to do there. Well, like gamble, obviously.
Yeah, but there's casinos all over.
True.
So
and even on the computer. Like,
if you had an addiction, you can feed that anywhere.
Anywhere on an app, on a computer.
Yeah.
The guy down the block. Just kidding. Okay. Let's
back to the wine.
Back to the wine.
You're silly.
Silly talking.
Get on task.
I'm on task now. So the Wolfer Estate Vineyard is on Long Island, which I went, yay, and it has a deep connection with Argentina. Notably, this equestrian heritage and vigorous vines. Interesting. This fresh, crisp rosé marries the Hamptons esprit, and elegant style of our rosé from Long Island with the lush fruit from our vine vineyards in Mendoza. It's an Argentine rosé like no other. So it's combined the finesse, in my own words now, of the Wolfer Estate, because it's very fancy there. It's very nice, and they even have like yoga on the lawn once a week or something.
Oh.
Yeah, very nice. And then they have the Argentinian vines, which maybe have more power to them. So I'm going to test this wine while Deb coughs. Hopefully not on the wine.
I'm all right. It's okay. Everything's going to be all right. I tasted it. This wine is the best rosé I've had in a bit, I think. It's very smooth.
Very smooth.
It's not like tart. It's not sweet. It's just smooth, and I like it.
I agree. This is once again gifted by your sister, or you stole it from her.
I took it. She bought it and left it at my mom's, and then when we were leaving, I left with it, and then they were like, "Oh, that's your sister's," and I was like, "Oh, it's mine now."
Nice.
And then everyone they did not fight me on it.
Right. I don't have a sister, but I would assume that's what it's like with a sister.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's
like,
mine now. I'm holding it.
Drinking it.
Yep.
Right. But I won't drink too much of it. So.
Well, you can.
All right.
Cheers.
Let's get a cheers for your sister for getting this one.
Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda. Amanda's a nurse. She should come on the show. Maybe she could talk about like pediatrics and all that fun stuff. Not fun stuff, but stuff that she sees in the NICU or in the delivery room. Does she know anything about?
She does the NICU and she does pediatrics. She doesn't do labor and delivery.
Gotcha.
But yeah, she's got some good stories, some horror stories.
All right. If you're interested in hearing from a pediatric nurse, write us in.
She doesn't always have the nicest things to say about speech pathologists.
Oh, I would like to have her on then.
She's always like, "You're annoying. Why are you here?"
That's what she says.
To me. But
okay.
Yeah, but like about them. Like that's what she
Gotcha.
wishes she said to them.
Oh, it's like.
But instead she's like, "Okay, sounds good."
I could see her saying
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
And
like
thinking what you just said. I see it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we vote drink it, obviously.
Totally vote
and we have a
drink
nice
it.
mozzarella cheese with these really nice crackers. Thank you, Deb. You always have good
they
carbs.
They were 2 for 1 at CVS.
You got to go for the deal. And
but
I
haven't really been eating carbs. I can't wait to see how skinny I get.
You're going to get really skinny,
Yeah.
girl. Good
just
for
want my
you.
face to lose like 20 pounds. That's it.
I don't even know what you're saying now.
I got like 20 pounds of extra cheeks.
Extra cheeks. You don't even have big cheeks. I don't even know what you're talking about. So, are you planning on losing weight for a special occasion called ASHA?
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, are you shredding for the wedding?
I could get you a shirt that says that, though.
No, thank you. Okay. That's okay.
Just throwing it out there.
But, I mean, I love shirts.
True.
But that's fine.
We do love shirts.
And I don't know. I just feel like carbs go to the face, and I just wanted to chill out on the carbs.
What is this thing?
That's a humidifier.
Okay, because it went like really on.
Yeah, I don't know why it did that just fiercely.
Okay.
There's also some stress away essential oils in there.
I smelled it. I like it. I'll take
some
of that.
I'm excited for ASHA.
Yes,
I
me
will
too.
likely be the same weight when I get there.
Yes.
Unless, something happens. Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Stomach virus? I don't want to wish that on you, though.
Yeah.
Some people want stomach
Mono?
viruses.
No.
When the kids
those are the worst.
Yeah, I've never had one, but I don't really want to know.
Oh my God, never?
No, maybe not, yeah.
Goodness gracious, it's awful.
Okay.
Yeah, so super excited about ASHA. One, I'm excited that it's going to be hot.
Yes,
and here it's cold, so it's just getting cold here now, and it's going to get warm in the nick of time once we get to Orlando.
Yes.
And then, so Maria and I are booth 896. You can come hang out with us. We're going to try to conduct interviews. We don't know how that's going to go. It didn't go well last time with the audio, but we'll try again.
We'll try again. Even if people want to come and just meet us, like, even if you don't want to be on the interview. Yeah,
but I checked our description. We never updated it from last year. So in the magazine, it says that we will.
Oh, really?
Do interviews.
There's a magazine?
There's a pamphlet or like a...
Interviews count as talking to people and be like, hey, where are you from? What do you do? That's an interview. So we're still relevant.
Yes, yeah. But if you want to, come by, we'll figure it out.
We will have T-shirts for sale.
2 different styles.
Yep, they're business casual. And you have probably seen them before. Not advertised, mentioned. Polled, yes, that's a good word.
Polled on the Instagram.
Polled on Instagram. And we really listened to people's votes, and we also wanted them to be shirts that you can wear not just to work, but also like out with your friends, drinking wine. We want to reinforce that SLPs can have fun.
Yeah.
So these shirts embody that.
And if you saw me last year, I had a sequence jacket, which was a hit. Just wait till you see me this year.
Oh. See, I'm going to be more on the casual side because I don't know how I feel about skirts and bending. And
I just said nothing about a skirt. You just revealed my outfit.
I'm so sorry. But I didn't say what kind of skirt. I'm sorry. We're not going to edit that out. So let's just keep going.
I'm going to be, so I'm going to be looking like I was a SLP in the club.
You're providing services in the
Yeah.
nightclub. Okay.
You know, well, sometimes, people become progressively disabled because they intoxicate themselves.
Right.
They might struggle to order.
Right.
They may order too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
They will have probably anterior spillage.
Yeah.
Or some
Lots
sort.
of things could occur in the club. Hold on, I have to remove this dog.
Club.
He's getting
okay.
ejected from the club.
Okay. Out of the club, Oliver. Anyway, so we're also going to have a raffle with wine. Hopefully we don't get in trouble for that. So we're going to have that. So stay tuned. So come visit our booth to insert your name in our raffle bin. And Deb, I'll just say this for her because she's left. She'll be back later without her dogs. She has created Deb's coloring book, right? Color in Speech.
Yes, my
Book
Color in
number
Speech,
8.
book 8. I only got one book printed this year. I don't know if I'll regret that or not, but it's not too late. Who knows if I'll get more.
Maybe you'll get more. You never know.
But yeah, so I have 30 of those printed, but they accidentally printed 30 incorrectly, and I'm hoping they just give me those for free.
You should get those for free.
Right, I was like, don't throw out my art. So I might have 30 books. I might have 60 books. Because the error was not that bad. It was just pages were switched.
Oh, okay.
So they were like out of order.
But you should pretend that like that really, really bothers you so you can get them for free.
Right.
Just
well,
saying.
they already were like, it's not your fault, it's our fault. So
But I know that.
I was like, but don't throw my stuff out.
You should say, like, I created this artwork on my own, and this is very important, and this is not...
Oh, I wrote it in the email.
Oh, you did?
I was like, this is my name and my art.
And it's for educational purposes, so
right.
you're just, like, throwing away a book.
Right, yeah. I don't think that they will do that. So I am on it. So hopefully I have 60 books to sell at ASHA, and we'll see how that goes.
Good.
And, so we're going to... You talked about the raffle? Sorry, I missed it.
I talked about the raffle.
Yeah, and then we're going to hang out later... on Friday.
Yes.
We said originally it was going to be the Thursday night, but we're changing it.
Changing it to Friday.
Yeah, we're going to hang out Friday, November, what is that, the 22nd then?
The 22nd?
I think it is. It's the Friday.
The Friday of ASHA. You know which way
Wednesday night we have the SLP Eve. I'm going to that. Then Thursday night there's like a live podcast event that I forgot about. And now Friday night is when we're going to... do some happy hour.
Yeah. We will definitely be happy at that hour.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We'll be done with ASHA stuff, and we'll be, like, partying in the club. Even though it won't be, like, a club. It'll be like
a bar.
A bar. A laid-back bar. We're not trying to scare people or scare ourselves, you know?
We might go out Thursday evening, but that's not going to be, like, our happy hour. Like our special one for SLP's wine and cheese. Yeah.
I'm down. I am willing to enjoy this trip.
Yeah.
You know?
Hopefully not as much as I did enjoy it last year.
Why? We had fun.
I threw up in a sink.
You did? Was I there?
No.
Was that when we got home from the comedy club?
I don't remember what night it was.
Right.
I don't know.
Anyway.
But it was a lot.
So today, what do we want to talk about? We don't want to talk about Deb's intoxication.
Well, we want to talk about capitalizing on your strengths, and what I'm really good at is puking. I just, when it's coming, it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the sense of speech pathology,
yes,
I tend not to vomit.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, capitalizing on your strengths. So not only your strengths, but the strengths of your clients.
Yes, absolutely.
And I just feel like there are things that we are all good at and things that we all struggle with. And sometimes when you get a new client, you think to yourself, okay, well, so-and-so is not like speaking in complete sentences and they are not be able to answer abstract WH questions.
They can't sit.
Yep, they can't do all these things.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, okay, so I better start doing speech therapy that targets these areas of need. But that's often ignoring their areas of strength. And I like to first be like, what can they do? Oh, this kid's really good at repeating. And when they're good at repeating, it's just like, ah.
That's true. That's a good point.
It's just so good.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to have some cheese while you say that.
Yeah. So
you're on a roll, and
I will just capitalize on the fact that they are able to repeat. So, like, let's say they're really struggling with producing syntactically correct sentences, but they're good at repeating. So I will then, brilliant. Rocket science me, not really, but like just model the accurate production and instruct them to repeat. And I think that you posted something recently that it's more so about reading, but this is about speech therapy too. It's that it's not about what the child is reading or producing. It's more about the frequency at which they produce it or they read it. That's why I have kids read poems over and over again. That's why I like keep the same like couple same 20 pictured actions. I don't really deviate. There's only so many actions anyway.
There are so many actions.
But yeah, so I try to find what they're really good at, and then that's where I start speech therapy, and I integrate their needs after that. But yeah, I don't like to like rush to the deficits.
I hear you.
I like to embrace those strengths. What can we do? And build a relationship making that kid feel capable.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Thanks.
I like that. I think I do the same, or I try to do the same. I think it's kind of hard sometimes to like think like in terms of like their strength, because like from like the beginning of like grad school and even undergrad, we're always taught to like, what's wrong with them, you know?
Right.
So we're like,
it's pathology.
Right. Yes.
What's the problem?
Right. So we're geared in that sense to like look for the problem and then fix the problem, and how are we going to fix the problem, and what goals are we going to make to fix the problem. So like a lot of the times like we are trained that way, you know? But a lot research shows, I'm going to throw my research line, which I don't have exact research, but it's definitely out there, that incorporating clients' strength, and this goes for adults as well, is going to help you. But I also look at it as like, what are there also, if it's hard to look at per se their strengths, let's say it's like a really young child and you're like, I don't know, what are their strengths? We're working on sitting, we're working on attending. Maybe just start with their interests, because in a way their interest is somewhat like a strength. Like they're motivated by that.
Right, because it's attention then at that point. So it's like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking even like the younger kids, or like even like if you're thinking of like a patient with like aphasia, like let's think like, I don't know, do they really love Christmas music or something? Like... Oh,
sign me up for that speech therapy session.
Yes.
I am there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, you had to see my session the other day. We were like doing some stretches with one of my adult
Jingle Bells?
Yeah, we were. Because she gets very excited. Her face lights up. So we were doing some stretch. It was Last Christmas I gave you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That one's all right.
All right. But whatever. She picked that one. We listened to it. We were working on crossing midline using our right side, because she has the right side neglect. So
so you're just crossing over midline. Yes. Nice.
Giving me some high fives.
I like it. I'm doing it with my head right now.
It's fun.
Last Christmas.
And she had a smile on her face the whole time. So, so that's what we did.
Bringing joy.
Bringing joy.
I love it.
What is the line?
The breast, the breast.
The breast, right.
The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I had to think about that one.
Throwback. We talked about that on our Christmas episode.
The elf.
In the elf. Okay. Oh, yeah. So so you want to look at your client's strength, and then you want to look at your own strengths, right? And then try to look at that.
So then also, like, let's say we're going to look at our own deficits, and maybe that highlights our strengths.
Yes.
Like, I'm a very good writer, I think. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean I'm good at paperwork. And it's not my writing that is a problem when it comes to my paperwork. I think it's like I just hold it to such a high like anxiety thing, like where I'm like, I just want it to be great, and I don't feel like I'm ready to write it yet, if that makes sense.
So in a way you're procrastinating.
I'm putting it off because I lack faith in my ability to like focus enough to make it great or good enough. I don't worry about it being great. I worry about it being good enough. Which like, so I put it off and then I wait till last minute. But then I also, a strength of mine is to work under pressure and get it done really fast. And then I can think clearly because I'm not psyching myself out.
Wow.
So that's how like a deficit and a strength of mine just kind of like collide.
Interesting. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I don't know if my strengths and my deficits are that interconnected, if you will. But I wanted it before, taking your little tip there, I just wanted to share, because I don't really know what my strength and my deficit is. I'm going to think about that in a second. But I saw this success.com was asking yourself like 3 questions to ask yourself about your strength. So what was the hardest time of your life? What tools did you use to get through that? So like, let's say thinking of like a death of a loved one, or like some like really big setback, or even a romantic breakup or something like that. Identify the emotional tools, social habits, or intellectual assets you tapped into.
Art and music.
There we go. So I was thinking of like family, like hanging out with family and friends, like definitely.
Oh, I
helps
avoid
me.
them in those.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't even want to talk to you.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, look.
But then I become reacquainted with my guitar.
Good for you.
Yeah.
What were your greatest successes, right? They might be easily identified accomplishments, such as learning a degree. And what did you do that others around you did not? You know, so what did you do that was different from your previous behavior? I think believing in yourself is very important.
Yes.
Yes. So
I agree.
So you have, and then what gives you the most joy? So I guess
art and music, I guess. Yeah.
I guess dancing
and comedy
and stuff. Comedy. You like comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So these are just some questions to ask yourself.
Right.
About,
like I might not have my paperwork in on time all the time, but I can be present and entertaining, and
true.
I think that's more important.
Yeah. And if
but also you have to have integrity. Like I can't just be this jerk that like never does paperwork, or people are constantly frustrated with because things are, I still get it all done on time. The only person who suffers is me.
Oh,
but no. I think that's my process.
You think that's your process?
I think that's my process.
Okay. Is that a little too much though?
Yeah,
like
do you want to give me an award for the procrastination? I'm a productive procrastinator.
I would definitely make that award for you. Eric Raj has created a website, www.slpawards.us. So you could check out his website, and there's really cute ribbons and like the nerdiest SLP or the most fantastic SLP.
Yeah, the awesomest.
Yeah, awesomest SLP.
I don't know if the most productive procrastinating SLP is on there yet, but we will write an email.
It really should be, though.
Yeah.
We will reach out to him. So luckily, our listeners get free shipping with the code, all caps, wine and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I'll repeat that. Wine and cheese. All caps. Yes. Enter it at checkout.
Yeah, and brighten up someone's day. This episode of SLP's Wine and Cheese is brought to you by SLP Toolkit. Hey everyone, this is Deb. I'm here with Sarah and Lisa of SLP Toolkit, breaking down 10 reasons why you need Toolkit in your SLP life. Here we are with reason number 4. When it's report writing time, you're going to have a clear picture of all of your students' strengths and needs. I know that there are several things that were pointed out to me on a Toolkit that I didn't even realize my students needed to work on until I used all of the features.
Well, I don't know how anybody can ever possibly know this. It is, we work with such a wide range of needs that there is no way that you know every single thing that you should be considering and targeting off the top of your head.
Well, and for those concrete skills, like I think articulation, it's real easy to scaffold and you're thinking like, oh, they need to go here, or this was too hard, I need to scale back. But language is its own animal, and it's really tricky. Whether it's a new kid that you just have no idea where they're at on any level, but even like for my kids that were in annual review the year after their initial placement, I was like, I don't know, their language, like what I would struggle with kind of honing in on those specific skills that would support them in accessing their curriculum. So the present level assessments are really awesome for helping with that.
Yeah. So sign up for free at slptoolkit.com, and when you're ready to subscribe, use the coupon code wine and cheese, all lowercase, to get $24 off your annual fee or your first month free. All right, Maria, you've had some time to think. What are your strengths?
I did have some time to think, and I thought very hard about this. So I picked 3. My 3 strengths are, I like movement. I think I'm a tactile kinesthetic learner. That's why I've been incorporating a little bit of some yoga moves in my speech sessions, some deep breathing. And also when I'm teaching my action words, I've been having the kids like act them out. themselves,
Right.
but also on like dolls or like stuffed animals. Like today we had a birthday party for a dinosaur. You know, and we had the dinosaur blow the
How
candles
old was
out.
he?
You know, we didn't. You know, I forgot about that.
Oh.
But I was because we were really just focusing on attending in that moment.
Right, yeah,
so
yeah.
we weren't too concerned, but you know, got the singing, got the song going, got some interaction, got the appropriate thing of blowing out the candle and then feeding him the cake. So we got the little routine of a birthday party. So, you know, we did that. But I will think about how old he is.
Okay.
Good one.
He could be very old.
He could be very old.
That could add a whole new dimension to that.
Yes, he's prehistoric.
He is 3,000 years old. Everyone will be like, whoa.
Whoa, that's an ancient person.
Oh.
You thought I was old.
Yeah.
I brought my dinosaur here,
I'm only
friend.
31.
Yeah, made myself look young and feel young next to this dinosaur. Exactly.
Yeah. Then you could start calling other things dinosaurs. It'll be a whole thing.
Not me.
No.
But I also think that I like to go with the flow. A lot of the teachers I work with and other professionals will say like, oh, you go with the flow, you know? So like, I'm not that picky about what we do. We can make whatever you want.
Right,
you want to
yeah.
make a turkey and you want to use those exact colors? Let's do it.
Yeah.
As long as we're working on the goals and we're using our core words or whatever I'm there to do.
Yeah.
I don't care what we do.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't get wrapped up in that. I don't know why so many people do.
I don't know either, but I just don't have like the patience. So I'm like, I am here to work on the communication.
I'm never
So-
that committed to whatever plan that I had
Right.
that I can't just do it next time.
Some people, they like it. It gives them a sense of like excitement. I get it, but I'm not like that. So I like
No.
the other people to take that charge, and then I add the flow of the communication in there.
Right. Yeah, there
You
we
know?
go.
That's what I do. And then my last thing is my assessments. I've done a lot of assessments. I've worked in like private practice, but also in the school. And you really get good at assessing, I think. And I have only a certain amount of time sometimes to conduct a formal assessment. A lot of them I've had like memorized, you know. The big brown dog ate all of the cat's food. You know, like I got it. I got all of it.
Right, yeah.
So I think I'm like pretty good at my assessments and finding and scoring and all that.
I remember when I
Got
first
it.
started doing the Goldman Fristow, I was like, but I don't know what I heard.
Okay. Well,
When I was just
you're expecting it's going to be
starting.
feder instead of feather, you know. You're
right now, I
expecting
know
Zippo instead
those
of zipper.
patterns. Yeah,
Yes.
but when I first started, I was like, did he say it? I don't know. And then I'm supposed to write what he said.
I
Because, like,
know.
you do have the option of just putting an X or whatever, but then anybody who teaches you is like, really, you should put what they substituted that sound for. And then I'd be like, I just know it was wrong.
I think I got really good. Not really good,
Mm-hmm.
but I think this is one of my strengths because when I first started doing assessments, I was audio recording all of them.
Uh-huh.
And now I've kind of learned, like, oh, it's going to be Zippo. I got it. Yep, he said Zippo. It's going to be fed-duh. It's going to take a bat instead of a bath.
Right, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so I got that test. Like,
Right.
got it.
Yeah,
Already.
that comes with experience.
Yes, it
I
does.
feel like I know and expect that now. But when I first started, I did not know what I was hearing.
Audio record.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my tip.
So
that's my tip.
That's your
Audio
tip
record.
to audio record? I think
Yes.
that's been your tip before.
Well, you know what? My other tip then is to definitely audio record in case
Right.
you forget.
Good.
I don't really know what else to tell you. That's all the tips I have. Make sure you're audio recording. How about that tip? And stay tuned because we have an interview that Deborah conducted
Yes.
with
Beth. I don't know
Beth
what's
from.
Beth? Speech and Language Illustrated.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and we talk all about capitalizing on your strengths. So,
Stay tuned.
stay tuned.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going to speak with Beth, a speech language therapist from New Zealand. Welcome, Beth.
Hi.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Where did you go to school? And how did you decide to become an SLP?
So I'm from New Zealand and I came from a small town called New Plymouth. So I had to leave my hometown to study. So I studied in Auckland, which is one of probably the biggest city in New Zealand. And I decided to become a speech therapist, sort of the little voice in the back of my head telling me what I wanted to do. My sister has cerebral palsy, so I sort of got exposure to the role through the type of therapies that she was receiving. And I mostly work with children, although I work with, I've just started working with a few adults only for fluency stuttering therapy. but my background is with children, and I'm just approaching I'm almost finished my 3rd year of being a therapist.
Great. So it's funny. So I would assume that your sister received a variety of services in addition.
Yes.
So, but speech is the one you landed on. So are you a bit of a talker, or is that just like a character trait of yours, or did you make the most progress with speech?
I think that, no, I'm probably one of the more introverted speech therapists.
Mm-hmm.
But I really liked sort of sitting in on her sessions and seeing what they were doing. And her speech language was always a big one for me, because I think it was so strongly tied with her learning and performance at school. My parents were also very, very focused on the walking aspect of things. But I would say I was more interested in the communication and learning side of her therapies.
I had different priorities a little bit.
I think the speech side of things did lean itself. I did a little bit of sort of public speaking in high school, so they tied in with those kind of interests as well.
Right, got it. Okay. So what is your Instagram name, and what type of content would viewers expect to see there?
So my Instagram name is Speech Language Illustrated, and I basically make materials mostly for children, but I think some older teens and possibly some adults might use the materials as well. Basically, I'll post maybe some therapy ideas, and then sort of just images that I've created and products that I've created.
And have you always enjoyed drawing?
Yeah, it was definitely my sort of main interest from very young. I'd spend a lot of time, even at kindergarten, sort of sitting inside and drawing rather than going and playing outside or anything. So it's definitely been a thing that's gone on for my whole life.
So I was not really a big drawer. Like, I liked to color, and if I drew a picture of a child, I always drew a house that was a square with a triangle and a door and a tree and then a flower, and that was my go-to picture. And even to this day, I feel as though I get ideas to draw in terms of speech therapy. I'm like, oh, I want them to say kite, so I'm going to draw a kite. But I'm not drawing a kite because I like to draw kites, or that, do you know what I mean? And but it's fun for me. I still like it, but you told me as a child that I would end up drawing a lot, I would be surprised. But so you mentioned that you, even in kindergarten, you remember drawing more than playing. Did you like school as a kid?
Yeah, I think so. Not more or less than the average, I guess. I definitely liked all the art side of things. I did not like maths. Reading was good, but maths, no thanks.
So really, art was your strength, and math maybe was not your strength.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that would be a fair comment.
Like you integrated art a bit into your other learning, or if like social studies required you to, or history class required you to draw a picture, were you more interested in doing that type of activity?
Yeah, I think so. And I think I also used it to help me retain content as well, in terms of putting everything on a page. Or I did a lot of drawing during my degree, in terms of sort of drawing the face with all the muscles on it, or, you know, diagrams like that. I felt really helped.
That's great. So your strength in the arts really, it facilitated your learning in other areas?
Yeah, I think so, to some degree.
So then, do you feel like you were encouraged to draw as a young person, or did it ever get you in trouble?
I think I was encouraged to draw I think I got a lot of positive feedback as a kid, I guess, with my parents. I don't know, maybe being a bit biased and going, "Wow, that's fantastic!" Like,
I definitely
I don't
didn't want too much stuff and got in trouble. I would be supposed to take notes, and then I wouldn't even be drawing pictures relevant to what was being taught. I was just drawing or something on my paper. So that's kind of what I meant. But that's great that you were. You know what I struggle with? Like I can't just sit down with no objective or no image and just create a piece of work. I always have to look at something or have an idea. I can't just like paint a landscape or an abstract picture.
Yeah.
I
think it's I usually have a plan of like a list of what images I need for what I'm making. I do some little doodles and things sometimes, but they don't turn out as great, I don't think.
Right, I agree. Same with me. So going into my next question, how do you use your artistic strengths in therapy?
Well, I use my own materials often. And I do use scrapbooks a lot for my clients, which will have either things glued in them, or we will just draw a diagram to illustrate a concept or a sentence that we're working on with their sounds in it, things like that. And they will just be very, very basic sort of 2-second doodles, but it's nice to be able to have that flexibility in terms of just jotting something down or drawing something really quickly. I also do a lot of quick visuals, I guess, for a schedule for a session, or if the child needs it, or something to do with their behavior, and just jotting that down on paper is really helpful.
So, sorry, I was chewing on a moment. I'll edit this out. That's great. So I feel the same way too. I feel as though because I'm comfortable with those 2-second doodles, I don't erase because it looks bad. You know, I'm just like, this is my point. Everyone gets it. And if it doesn't look like anything, we could just talk about what are the characteristics that are missing, or something along the lines of that. You know, you can like integrate it into whatever you're doing. But I don't rely too much on having all these materials around all the time, because I know I can at least draw something that we can work with.
Yeah, and that's helpful, especially if you're someone who travels for therapy.
That's why I even started doing it, because I didn't want to drag stuff to all different locations. I wanted to ask you something that was not on my list. It just popped into my head. So do you find that the kids enjoy watching you draw, like watching the picture that you're creating?
I think, to be honest, I think they don't really care too much about that. They're more interested in what's happening after they've done the work with the drawing, like a pepper toy or something.
I feel like I'll start drawing stuff and kids will be like, what is that? What are you making? Is that a mean face? Are they sad? What is that, a toy? Like, they're always, and I'm like, I'm not telling you. And sometimes I don't have to have a reward, because they're just liking watching me draw something, which is fun.
Good response. You should draw more attention to it next time.
Yeah, just be like hide your paper, so that like put your hands in front of it, so that you don't be like, don't look at my paper. And then I don't even have to have a reward, because I'm just playing with them. So do you draw in stuttering therapy? I know you just started at a place where you will work with children who have stutters, correct?
Yeah. We don't, I would say stuttering therapy, from my experience so far, you don't need nearly as many physical resources. I use very few sort of items for therapy. I'll use a toy or books or just chatting. It's quite different in that way. You certainly don't need a lot with you to do the therapy.
Do you draw a bumpy road and a smooth road?
I haven't yet. We have bits and pieces lying around like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't needed to do anything in therapy yet.
So I was wondering, can you give an example of an activity in a speech therapy session with an individual who stutters, and then also provide the goal for that type of activity? I love hearing other people how they write their goals.
Yeah. It depends on sort of what age you're working on. In New Zealand, we use the Lidcombe program a lot for preschoolers.
Mm-hmm.
But I know in different parts of the world, they use different therapies.
For anyone who doesn't, can you just describe that program in a little synopsis?
So the Lidcombe program is like a behavioral type of therapy where basically you're supporting the parent, and the parent sets up a 15-minute interaction with the child per day, and that interaction will make their speech smoother by the way it's structured, and the parent will also provide verbal contingencies on that smooth talking to reinforce it. So that's what it's basically in a nutshell. And then there's also different types of tracking that we do, mostly severity ratings now. We don't do as much percent syllable stuttered.
What's the difference between those two?
So severity rating is completely sort of subjective. So we have a scale from 0 to 9, and we rate the severity of the stuttering on average per day. Percent syllable stutters is basically what it's called. It's the percentage of syllables stuttered in a sample. At the place that I work, we don't use that anymore. They historically did use it, but mostly I think at the moment it's used for research.
Got it. So what would a goal for the Lidcombe program sound like?
So I think it depends if you want to do a goal more around how the parents are doing or outcomes for the child. I tend to want to do goals around the parents and how they implement the program over the child's severity dropping, because that's not something that we can really predict. It might drop this much or it might drop more. So I think a goal would be so-and-so's parents will learn how to structure 15-minute interactions with the child, which achieve a severity rating of 0 to 1, which is the criteria for the interactions, and provide appropriate verbal contingencies, and problem solve how they can implement this every day. And that way you're writing a goal over. That's what we're really looking to achieve in a session, is teaching the parents how to do the therapy. And then we need to see that the therapy is working by the dropping severity rating. But the priority for me in the session is teaching the parents.
Okay, yeah, so there's a lot of research behind the program, especially because of the parents' involvement, and also it's the frequency and intensity of it, right? It's every day an interaction.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's quite a lot for parents to do.
So how does focusing on someone's strength impact speech therapy, whether it's like art or if they're, well, let me rephrase this. So let's go back to the stuttering. So how does the SLP have to consider the client's strengths when working with them and their family for speech therapy?
I think because it's so heavily based around conversation with the child, the sessions that the parents set up have to be around something that the child really enjoys and really likes. And sometimes it could be looking at pictures of dinosaurs if the child is a huge dinosaur fan. Sometimes it can be building cities and using imagination to describe what's happening. So you're using something where you're going to get that sort of level of engagement that you need for the session.
Right. So if the child is good at it, or if they like it, then they're going to be able to get a better language sample from them.
Yeah, I think so. And they're going to, something that needs to happen in the Lincoln program is that the child has to have fun as well. It's sort of one of the criteria. The activity has to be fun. So it's something.
Fun, or is that subjective? Fun or not?
I guess. Yeah. If the child is smiling and happy and giving up lots of comments, then it seems fun.
Right. So does it have to be fun because it's trying to target also the intrinsic motivation?
Yeah, I think, and also it's quite an intensive and lengthy program. It's happening every day. You don't want it to be like a chore. You want it to be like a nice interaction so it's sustainable as well.
Right. Okay. You gave us such great insight. I'm really wanting to focus now on everyone's strengths when I'm in the speech therapy session. It's just going to go way smoother if they're doing things they like and that they're good at.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I like to end interviews with a quote. Do you have like an inspirational quote that like you read all the time, or something you tell yourself all the time, or just a saying or a question or a piece of advice?
That's a tricky one to think on the spot.
I forgot to write that down.
A quote. I don't have any particular quote, but I think that my mantra for therapy is try your best always.
Yeah, that's great. That's all you can do.
You have to be perfect.
Exactly. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I loved sitting here and listening to your accent the whole time. That was hard. But your drawings are great. Can you tell everyone where they can find you online?
My website is www.speechlanguageillustrator.co.nz for New Zealand.
And then what type of materials would they find there?
We have mostly language materials, probably. Lots of adjectives and verbs and pronouns and things. And I'm just working on a literacy pack for children with complex communication needs, which is taking a long time, but it is coming.
All right, well, I'm going to look for that. Thank you so much, Beth.
SLP's Wine and Cheese is on Patreon. Do you love our show and want more, and more? You're in luck. Check us out at Patreon, www.patreon.com/SLP's Wine and Cheese.
There you're going to see video interviews with our guests, bonus episodes, there'll be therapy materials posted, data trackers, and more. Patreon is a platform that allows creators to receive funding for the work that they create, and we would love your support, so please check us out.
That's our show, everyone. Thanks for listening to SLP's Wine and Cheese. We have new episodes every week, so be sure to subscribe.
Also, we'd appreciate it if you would like and review us on iTunes. If you love the show and want more bonus content, check us out at patreon.com/SLP's Wine and Cheese. Good night.
Good night.